It's okay, there's no Muslims. Today I'm talking about America. And I just want to stress, I do really love America. I've been a couple of times. The people there are the warmest and kindest I've ever met. But I was thinking back to when George W. Bush was president. And a lot of people at the time were thinking, this guy's an utter fucking lunatic. Whereas now we've got Donald Trump as the president of the USA. And I'm sort of thinking, I'd really like George W. Bush back. And if you voted for Trump, I do get it, because the guy spoke his mind and he wasn't another politician talking the same bullshit. But he's in the news again at the moment because he's launching a trade war with the entire fucking world. And if you squint a bit, you can sort of see the logic in it. Put up taxes on all imports, that will force the American people to buy American products and generate jobs and income and the rest of it. And I don't know what the figures are, I'll put fucking money on it, he doesn't either. Although interestingly, forcing people to buy the product of their own country is exactly what the Soviets did. But this is where I think hopeful thinking, Donald Trump may have played a really clever game. Because in the USA, they import loads of European goods. Whereas in Europe and the UK, putting that in just before we leave, I've been looking around my house today trying to work out what have I got which was made in the USA. And it's this cap and this jacket. Because in Europe, we don't buy many American products. The big spends like cars, there's no point in Europe. You show me a man with a big American car, I'll show you a man with a very small penis. They are completely pointless in Europe. They don't work. You don't need a fucking 24-foot long 84-litre car to get down to Sainsbury's on a wet Sunday afternoon. And but there is one brand which is going to be under threat. And if you think of the list of American brands, it won't take you long to get to Harley Davidson. I mean, there are others. There's Budweiser, but that's brewed in the EU, and, well, I'd argue some bourbons like Jack Daniels. But if you show me a man who prefers Jack Daniels to a single malt scotch, I'll show you a man who needs shooting. So Harley Davidson are going to get caught up in this tax war. And, well, Harley riders. I used to be a motorcyclist. Now I am 40 years old, I'm overweight, and I'm bald with a bit of disposable income. I am their ideal fucking customer. There are only two types of Harley riders. The first are the real outlaw badasses, the backpatch clubs who are just like two-wheeled fucking mafia. The other type of Harley Davidson owners are prats. People who ride about looking like they own the road, but they're called Kenneth and they work on account. And they only own the road when it's a dry Sunday sometime between March and September. And the sky has to be clear. Any risk of rain, the badass Harley guys won't go out. So what Harley are planning to do is to get around these import laws. And just think on, Harley Davidson is an iconic American brand. I imagine at their factory, it's just guys in Stetsons casually shooting Mexicans on their tea breaks. No, it won't really be tea breaks. They'll just be there necking bourbon and Budweiser and fucking gunning everything down and going back to put something on with a big adjustable wrench, because they don't call them spanners in America, because that would be easy. So that's your Harley Davidson. That's the image you're selling, the good old boy American image. But Harley are going to move part of their operations to India. Now you think of the guy who wants to buy a badass American motorcycle. Does he want his Harley to be nailed together by Sandeep, who last week was working in a fucking call centre? Donald Trump, you may have won the trade war. You're also going to kill off the most iconic motorcycle of all time.